Hi, this is Vince from Own Your Brand Academy again, and we're in part 2 of our series, How to Launch Your Business Online. This is geared for mainly two segments of people who are launching online. Well, number one is your local business, and that means a local retail business. You have a business address, you deliver products or services in a certain geographical area or a city. And number two is an entrepreneur who's trying to launch a personal brand or a product name or a business name online. And they're kind of figuring out what are the foundations that they need to have to first set up online. And in part 1, we went over a little bit of naming procedure and the who, what, how, and why of your business. If you need some refresher on that, go back to the first episode. Now in the second one, we're going to be taking that and expanding a little bit further into coming up with the assets we need to launch our website, social media properties. And when we say assets, we mean things like name, your description of your business, logos, graphics, even some calls to actions or offers you're going to need to be able to pitch somebody online or let them know that they're your ideal client and that they can purchase a particular product or service or sign up for an email list. And you're going to be creating those calls to action, value ladder propositions and offers as all part of the assets that we're doing. And then at the last thing we're going to do is you're going to describe the platform you're going to launch on. The platform, we mean this is your entire brand presence online or your business presence. That's your website, social media properties, and content platforms that you're going to be using. Things like YouTube or a podcast. You might choose Facebook or Instagram to primarily launch from. And if you need a website, most likely you're going to want a website as the home for your business online. So we're going to step right into that now. Okay, we're back and we're going to be focusing on the first thing that we talked about is what the assets you're going to need to be launching online. And when we say assets, we mean things. In the first episode of this series, we talked about your name, your who, what, why, and how. And then that's going to jump off into other things. Now that you've name verified that yes, once I went through my name and then I decided my who, what, why, and how, I went back to my name and I said, okay, this is actually something that I'm willing to put out there because it represents my who, what, why, and how. The next things you're going to want to focus on is what logos or graphics you're going to need to support that. Now you might just want to start with the logo first. That's the easiest thing to do. Get it if you don't want to get, or if it's too difficult to think that you might want some advanced design or something, just get your name logos, just something that you can use for your website, for social media properties, and other things that actually is a representative of your name or even your brand profile. You can actually go to things like Fiverr, you can go to Upwork, you can go to a number of different online websites so someone can make you a logo cheaply or even premium ones online. Don't let that get in your way. What you need is something that is an asset you can actually start setting up and getting launched online. You can always revisit it later. Next thing you're going to want to do is figure out what offers or calls to action that you're going to have, and we use the shortened name of CTA for your business. What offers or calls to action are you asking your clients to have? Once you've gone through your who, what, why, and how, you start talking about what problems or solutions you're solving for them, what results you're going to give them. In the first episode of this series, you actually would have been thinking about what services do you offer that you're going to be able to serve your clients. What services or products are you giving them? That all encompasses the entirety of what offers you're making, calls to action, services, or products you're offering. Come up with some offers. Now, when we talk about offers, we want to talk a little bit about a value ladder. And a value ladder is actually your services from low to high. And within that is steps that they take up the value ladder into your highest, most luxury item or product that you offer them. So on the low end, you might think of something free. Check out something free that we're doing. If you're a local based business, you might be a carpet cleaning and you're going to do a couple of free rooms or a coupon or a discount so that you can get somebody in the door that's never tried you before, and then you're going to kind of step them up into offering them higher price products or services, all the way to your most luxury or premium service offering. If you're an online entrepreneur, and let's say you're doing a coaching program or an online course, you might start with a free giveaway and you give them something for free, and then you kind of work them up the value ladder into something that's a little bit more priced a little bit higher, and they might ascend all the way up into your premium coaching program. But you have to have an idea of at least some offers that you're going to make and calls to action and services along that ladder, so that you can have that as part of your asset package before you launch online. The last thing that we're going to talk about is a little bit about the platform that you use. And now when we say platform, we're talking about things like your website, social media properties, we're talking about your content platform as well. So website is going to be where the home of your brand identity is online. That's actually something I usually recommend. It absolutely has to be recommended for local businesses and entrepreneurs, depending on if you're a personal brand or a product or a service or a business brand online that you're launching. I always recommend having a home, so to speak, for your brand presence online. That's usually your website. I recommend using websites like a website builder like WordPress as your template, and I can go into a later series of why I recommend that. It's search engine friendly, it allows you to have a blog, it's easily manageable by yourself. If someone sets up the website for you, it's easily managed by yourself or someone on your team, and there's tons of people who build in WordPress. There's lots of other platforms, there's things like Wix and Squarespace. If you are in a severe budget and you can't afford anything else, you need to get it out, you can use something like that. But over time, I recommend getting on something that's on your own hosting or server later. Social media properties, that's your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, any other places that you can list your property for free. I highly recommend that. But this is going to be decided by where your ideal audience is, the offers that you're making up, and where you're placing those offers. So social media profiles, I just recommend you get all of the major ones, typically, at least for the brand presence, and then later on you can decide how you're distributing your content through those social platforms and places like YouTube or a podcast or a number of places that contain your content. You might be giving away PDFs or other content items from your website, and you can distribute that through your social and content areas. And then lastly, you can decide as a source of traffic also how you might want to have ads coming through there. So this is the second part of it, is kind of going through that. These are all of the foundational items that you need to start to be able to be ready to have your business launched online. In the next part 3 of it, we're going to talk about how to set up your website, social properties, content platform, so that you're creating a brand presence online that looks a little bit about like the bullseye. And it's a concept that we came up with that is called the brand bullseye, that talks about your website being in the center, social media profiles, business listings in the first tier, and then other activity and actions, including content, referral partners, local partners, and a number of other things that you do online so that you have a strong brand presence. So we'll go into the next one. So hope that was helpful. Again, this is Vince from Own Your Brand Academy. This is we're going to be going a little bit more in the next part of in our continuing series of launching your brand online. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one.